that either.
Did the independent person flag Josh for the concussion, or how did that kind of play out there?
I'm not sure. They just tell me that he's out and goes to the tent. I don't know who did it, but he had one.
Sorry, when Purdy gets hurt, you start thinking at that point, what happens if the backup gets hurt as well? What can we fall back on?
Yeah, we have that. And we have an emergency package, but usually hoping you can end a game with it and stuff. So we put our quarterback in there just so we could at least run a normal run game.
Like McCaffrey might have been talking to some coaches that it might have been him, or was that under discussion?
Yeah, we had all that stuff, but we didn't stay out there long enough to see it.
After all this team's gone through, I mean, Brock being your third quarterback, were you guys numb? What was the feeling after Brock got injured too?
I don't think we were numb. I mean, guys were up for the challenge. I thought our defense was playing real well. We felt Josh was going to go in there and execute our plan and give us a chance. I think we got, I think it was 7-7. They went down. They got a number of those. They had that one long drive with all those penalties. And then they got the 14-7, and we ended up having that fumble, which was 21-7. We felt confident coming out in the third quarter, but on that opening drive, we lost our last quarterback. And then after that, it was when we were inspired watching our defense and stuff, and we felt the whole time, down 2 scores, we felt we could run the ball well enough and hopefully generate some stuff and hopefully get a turnover on the other side or something like that to give us a chance to come back. But we didn't move the chains enough, and then once they got that third score, I believe, after the roughing the punter, then it was real tough to catch up.
I know it just happened, but you guys went 12 straight to get here. I know you felt great about this, and to have the season end with 2 quarterbacks hurt, after getting 2 quarterbacks hurt before that, what's the emotion when that all sinks in?
Guys are pretty down in there. We were really excited for today, and we really wanted an opportunity to play that team, and they played great. They did good things, but we wish we had a little bit better opportunity than we did today.
Kyle, on that first drive, the replays pretty clearly showed that Devontae Smith did not catch that ball. Why wasn't it challenged?
Because the replay we saw didn't definitely show that. We saw one up on the scoreboard. I was going to throw one anyways, just to hope to take the chances, but they showed one up on the scoreboard that didn't have all the angles you guys saw, and that looked like a catch, and so we don't want to waste a timeout, which we definitely would have if we didn't see that. But then I heard they got a couple other angles, and you guys end up seeing later that it was not a catch.
Just kind of what you guys went through to get to this point
Guys, there's not much to say right now. It was kind of tough to talk in there right after the game for everybody. I got more love for these guys than I possibly could have, and they got it for each other. I was real proud of how they fought out there. Our guys didn't shy away from anything. Thought they got dealt a pretty tough card today, or a tough hand. But I just hurt for those guys. We really wanted to. We felt really good about this game, and it was a tough one, some tough circumstances, and we should have done a few things better, but I'm really proud of the group in there, and excited to look forward to talking to some of them on the plane.
What happened on the play during which Brock Purdy hit his elbow from your vantage point?
Someone hit him in his elbow, the backside DN, number 7.
What do you think of?
On that play, Ralph was blocking Reddick one-on-one. Was that supposed to be a quicker developing play?
No, just play action. It's usually who blocks the outside guys on play action or tight ends.
Is it your understanding there's supposed to be an independent person on that 4th down play on the first drive, that it's not all in your hands, that there's somebody who recognizes that and shows other angles before the next play gets run?
Yeah, we all do it. We all look at stuff. It's really easy to see when you get to see it that it's incomplete, but that other person, myself, everyone in the stadium looking at the screen and all the angles that we had in the timing of it was snapped, which I don't know what you guys had, but we couldn't see that. So
I guess my point is, should that other angle have been shown earlier at some point that everybody can see it? Is that kind of the protocol?
I wish, but there's people. I think the NFL can do that if they see it. They're supposed to do it, but we didn't see it. So there's a play clock. You got 40 seconds. They're going to get it off, and they got it off. I was going to throw it anyways, just hoping. But it looked like he caught it, and then they show a replay up there, which I was shocked they showed it. But it ended up looking like a catch on the replay, too, because you couldn't see the other angle. So that's why we didn't, and then I was told at the end of the drive they saw a couple of other angles, and I was told it was incomplete.
What did you think about Josh and the way the offense ran before he got hurt? Obviously a tough situation for him, given how long
I mean, he didn't get to do much. I mean, he came in and threw that slant to Debo, and they were going to get in 2 minutes, and we were just going to go to another screen, and they ended up mishandling the snap, which was obviously not a good play because they ended up getting it, and they got 7 more from it. And then he got hurt on the first series the next time, so Josh didn't get to do much either.
How much like Brock, did he try to lobby to get back in the game at all? What kind of his emotions, right?
He didn't lobby much because he went and kept throwing and realized he couldn't, and so there was no really discussion after that. He couldn't throw, and then when he came in, we had to decide what he could throw, and there weren't too many options at that.
Why was your defense so off kilter, Kyle, from the jump?
I didn't think they were off kilter from the jump. I think they're going against a pretty good team. I know they gave up 7 on the first drive, but I felt like they shut them down for like the next 3 series. We felt like we had momentum, had some good stuff going. I think the penalties really got to our defense. I think a number of them were self-inflicted that we got to do better on. A few of them, I'll see how it is when I saw the tape, but that's what got them going. And you're going against one of the best offenses in the league, and can't make those mistakes, but, our defense held them to 14 there in the first half with the 2 turnovers in offense, and so the second turnover got them 7. And then they were out there pretty much alone the second half. They had a team that our offense was just able to run the ball, and we weren't able to get some big ones. So they had a pretty uphill battle versus a good team, and I was real proud of those guys.
In retrospect, do you feel it was ambitious to ask Tyler Croft to block Hassan Reddick, or is that a block you expected to execute?
It's a tough block, but all play actions are tight ends versus edge rushers. They had us on a number of those today too. You hope you can step up on it, which you usually do in a pocket. It was going. BA had beat him. It was going to be a big play, but I didn't see what else the pocket was like.
You got pretty agitated on that punt. When Allen called for repping the punter, did it seem clearly to you that he got blocked into him?
That's what I thought, but I'm not standing right in front of it like he is, so he should have a better view. But that's what we all thought.
There were some skirmishes there throughout the game. Was it just in Trent obviously throwing a guy down? Did you see that, and just then maybe the natural frustration that get coming out there?
Yeah, I didn't see what happened on the skirmish. I'm just getting ready for the next play, so I didn't see exactly what happened. But you got 2 physical teams, guys playing hard. I know we were there frustrated at the end. Guys wanted to fight, wanted to play, and it was a frustrating game for us.
I'll take 3 more.
Had postseason losses with this team in the past where you had leads and lost at the end. Is this more painful, or do they all just feel awful?
Losing feels awful. Yeah, this one was harder. This one was a lot harder, I thought.
Did Nick Bosa get hurt at any point during the game?
I saw him on the ground. It looked like it, but they didn't report anything to me, so I'm sure he bounced up and was all right after that.
You were pretty clear, like during the 2019 season, that you felt you had as good a team as any. Did you have as good as the team as any, given the quarterback situation? Put that aside, is this team as good as any team in the NFL right now?
Yeah, I believe so. There's 4 good teams left, and all 4 of those teams are capable of beating anyone on any day. I said that year because I just thought we were from the beginning to end. That's similar how Philly's been this year. I thought we had a chance to knock them off today and came up short.
Do you feel like the last one game can for next season?
Yeah, always, but that has to do with how hard we work and the team we build and staying healthy and going back to square one and fighting through the off season, fighting through a whole regular season and get into this moment again and hope we get a little bit better draw and hope we play a little bit better.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
Rich, when did you know that Brock was basically out for the game? Like right away, or?
No. Yeah, I found out when everyone went back to the sideline.
And I saw you talking to the coach. Like, was there a chance that they might ask you to at least play the quarterback position?
Yeah, we had some plays up that were ready to go.
Would that have looked like you staying in it? Was there a discussion of you could be the quarterback for an extended period, or was it just a smattering of plays?
It was just be ready to go, and it was a specific package of plays.
The frustration you guys have put themselves to lose Brock, and then you lose your backup quarterback in the most important game that this was. So what the frustration or the challenge, I guess, of trying to continue on in that kind of mindset, having lost 2 quarterbacks?
Yeah, it's not ideal. It sucks. You never want to see, any of your teammates get hurt, let alone obviously the quarterback position. It's tough. You're never out of the fight though, and we believed it and just didn't turn out our way. We got beaten. Wish we, had another shot at it with everybody. It would, but it's life. It's the way it goes.
What's the emotion like when Josh goes down?
Well, you're in the heat of battle. There's you got to turn the page as quick as possible, and there's still time left on the clock, so trying to score.
Christian, what are your emotions? This team has been on a roll almost from the time you got here, and haven't ended up like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotions that come at you at once. I think obviously it's disappointing, and we wanted to be playing and have a shot to play in the Super Bowl. But at the same time, I'm unbelievably grateful for the way this team took me in the middle of the year. Feels like a family in there, from the coaches and the ownership to the players, and I'm grateful for everyone in that locker room.
When you consider the run you guys made and just how special was a run like this with this team to do what you guys have done, backup quarterback and the whole things, the transition you guys have to have, how special was this year for this team?
Yeah, I think it was very special. I go back to just the practices when I first got here and didn't know a lot of people, and just observing, and there's a reason why that team has a shot every single year, and I know why now, and the fight that's in the locker room is amazing. It's unfortunate that it happened the way it did today, because I feel like all those guys deserve, a real shot. We all do, but once again, this is a tough game, and sometimes it doesn't go your way.
How was Brock's emotions going back in the game after he was out for not being able to throw?
He was a warrior. Kept doing what he was supposed to do. It's tough when you can't throw. But everyone was still dialed in and trying to make the next play go.
On your touchdown run, you got hit pretty early, and then hit again and hit again. What was kind of the mindset as you were making that play?
I don't know if I had any thoughts. Just kind of going.
Did you just think, I'm going to score a touchdown?
I don't know if you have time to even think all that. When you're playing, you kind of black out and you just let it flow.
How big a difference does that make? I mean, you already lost Brock, but now you're tied. I imagine just from a spirit or confidence level that to see the score tied.
Yeah, you're never out of the fight in this league. The ball can bounce your way at any point. You've seen pick sixes, special team touchdowns. There's a bunch of things that can happen, and so nobody believed we couldn't win.
As Kyle said, obviously Eagles are a very good team. You have to come here. Kyle indicated there was just a real belief you were going to have a really, you collectively were going to have a really good game today. What was the level of confidence? You feel like you matched up with this team?
Yeah, we go into every game confident. Every game we believe we can win. And even when guys go down, there's still a belief in the huddle that we can win, and taking it one play at a time. It's just unfortunate when you lose both your quarterbacks that are suited up for the day.
All good? Thanks, Christian.
Thanks, guys.
For a team that has been through so much this year, just how things don't sort of frustrating or just disheartening, or that have to go through what you guys have to go through today with the two quarterbacks and trying to continue in that scenario?
Yeah, losing your starting quarterback, who's a third-string rookie, to your fourth-string quarterback who did everything he could, gets hurt, right away in the third quarter, and then you can only run the ball. It's tough. It's frustrating. This is a hell of a football team. Great defense. Offense was moving it. Christian had an amazing run that got a kind of little spark in us, and then you can only do so much. Ball doesn't bounce our way. That's football. It's life. It's a hell of a team. I think we'll definitely come back. We have a great foundation in this team, great locker room. So, just on to the next one.
What was Brock's attitude like when you had to go back in the game unable to throw?
He was just jacked to be able to be out there. He knew, he was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to throw the ball at all, so might as well have fun. And that was kind of just our message was, F it. What else are you going to do? You're just going to roll over and die, or you're going to go out there and be violent and be physical and, do everything you can to put something good on tape?
How surreal was it when
obviously you lose Purdy, but then to lose Josh, do you kind of look around and say, what's going on here?
I think everybody did that. Yeah, I mean, you dress two quarterbacks when neither one of them can throw and neither one of them is really available. Kind of limits what you could do as an offense. Kind of limits our playbook to like 15 plays. So you only do so much. As soon as Purdy came back in, they put 6 guys on line of scrimmage. They loaded the box, and it's not like we can do any play actions or anything off it. So we just kind of had to run into it. And I'm pumped that my team didn't quit. They were fighting, and whether it was an actual fight or whether they're just doing everything they can to be violent, I love it. Completely terrible circumstance, but those boys didn't quit out there. So
George, how does that feel to get to this point and it didn't even feel like that was your team out there to get to this pivotal game? You guys weren't yourselves because you're down 2 quarterbacks.
how's that feel to lose in the NFC Championship game because I don't have a quarterback? Pretty shitty, to be honest. Yeah, that's about it.
Does the feeling of this loss feel different than a year ago just because of the circumstances, the emotions around it?
I mean, losing sucks regardless. Last year, to fight just to get in the playoffs, upset some teams. And this year, we had all the momentum, played well in the first round, played well in the second round. And, you didn't really get to see all the 49er football that we wanted to put out there on tape, but, life kind of just punches you in the face sometimes, and it is what it is.
What was the vibe like with Josh, before Josh got hurt? He hadn't played in a while, obviously, but
He's a capable quarterback.
Yeah.
He's been in the league for a long time. He's been on this team before in 2020. He knows our offense. I believe in all my teammates. If they get an opportunity, that they're going to take advantage of it. Look at Brock Purdy, what he did for the last 8 weeks. I had no doubt in Josh. It'll start off a little shaky or slow, but when you have 2 turnovers in the first half and 1 right before half in our own red zone, basically, it hurts. And then to lose your starting your backup quarterback right away, what else are you supposed to do?
Jordan said you don't want to fight Trent Williams. You were the first ones to kind of separate him out of that group. What happened there?
I was kind of late to the party. I saw, just our teammates obviously pissed off, maybe fighting through the whistle, being violent through the whistle. They didn't like it. I'm all for, do whatever you got to do, but I don't want my guys to get fined or, kicked out of a football game. So, and again, I don't want Trent Williams to really fight anybody because that's probably scary for them, but just make sure he kept in the game and didn't lose any money.
You and some of the other players talked about this week your hunger to get back to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. How much does this frustrating situation add to that?
My goal in life is to win a Super Bowl, so I'm going to do everything I can. I know Coach Shanahan's goal is to win a Super Bowl. We've been close multiple times, and unfortunately we haven't been able to do that. So, but I said I still have the confidence in this team. We have players all over the field. We have talent all over the field, and I know that we're just going to continue to play at a high level every time we step on the football field, and you're going to put good stuff on tape.
So the Super Bowl loss you guys had last year, so it doesn't change the game. You could say, what if this happened or that happened? Is this a different kind of what if, like frustration? What if you had?
What ifs just kind of litter our entire lives, don't we, if we don't achieve our goals? And I try not to look at what if shit happened. How are you going to respond to it? That was my message the entire game. Like, what do you want us to do, roll over and die? No, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hit someone in the face as hard as I can. And, hey, if the play pops, we score a touchdown, that's awesome. If not, I'm going to hit a guy in the face again the next play.
You said you guys were limited to 15 plays. How much Wildcat do you guys have in that playbook? How much do you practice, if at all, that, throughout the course of a season?
We have it. Again, they had 60 linemen on the field. There's only so much you can do. Wildcat's good for, here and there, but it's not really an NFL offense, to just run that. I'm pretty sure if we just put Christian in at quarterback and Debo at running back, I think they would know what we were doing, and they'd probably just put 10 in the box, and you want to do so much.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Box right here.
Brock, can you describe what you were feeling after that hit in the first quarter?
Yeah, just, my arm just felt like it stretched out. Just felt like really a lot of just shocks all over from my elbow down to my wrist, front and back. Just pain, really, all over. I have no idea. We getting an MRI tomorrow. You know, it is a little swollen in the forearm area near the elbow, and that's all I know, man. It's still in pain, obviously, but just got to get the MRI tomorrow.
When you went back in through one pass and you didn't again, did it make it worse or just?
I've been throwing after the hit occurred on the sideline just to see where I was at. But even in those throws, it was painful, and so I couldn't throw anything probably over 10 yards, 5 yards. So that's why we just had some screens. That was really our only option when I went back in. So.
What kind of emotions do you have? Obviously, a big game, big opportunity, and then you don't get to see it through. What is that like?
Yeah, it just hurts. It's I'm just so sad for the older guys. You know, Fred, Trent, George, Eric Armstead, everyone, all the guys that have been through this. You know, they've obviously been to the Super Bowl in 19, and then last year in the NFC Championship, and then for this to happen, it's in the first drive, really, of, man, like, this is the kind of game we have to play after the first drive, and I'm just frustrated. But it's more sad for those guys than anything, because they deserve to go, to win, and to win the whole thing. And so when that happened, man, I'm just more frustrated with that and sad for them.
Have you ever had this injury or anything like it?
I have not. It's the first time.
Did you, when you got the hit, you knew that was something that might be a little serious?
Yeah, I thought it was an incomplete pass, and then we had a third down coming up, and I went to the sideline while they were, like, reviewing stuff, or the play, just asking for a ball, like, this, because I knew something wasn't right. And so I just asked to see if I could throw. And even in those couple throws, I was like, man, something's not right. And it was a fumble. And then that's when they checked everything out, and I tried throwing on the sideline, and it was just extremely painful.
After Josh's first series, it looked like on third down you were almost going to run on the field, or was there something in your mind like you might be able to get back in? It was in your own territory.
No, I don't think so. Not at that moment. I was probably thrown on the sideline just to see how I was feeling, to see if it was getting any better, but it didn't.
Brock, after the initial injury, you had a conversation with Kyle at that point on the sideline. What did you say to him at that point?
Yeah, I told him right there, if we run a play, you know, I can't throw it deep. Like, just for this play at least, like, it's hurting really bad, and, you know, if we're going to get a completion, have it be something short, if that's all right. And so that's really what I was telling him.
Given the run you had,
Couple more?
given the run you had this whole year, had this happen when it happened, just how tough it was for you to have to accept it and then trying to continue on. What was going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about how hard it is, how it takes every little thing to align the right way to win, to go all the way. And it's just, I was thinking back early to the season, just what happened with all the injuries and stuff, and then, you know, we get hot and we're winning games, and how tough even those games are to win. Last week, how tough it was to win. Then you come into an environment like this, you know, locked in and ready to roll, and then an injury happens, and then the way the game goes just totally shifts in a different direction. So it's just all these emotions, and again, I come back to, I want it for these guys, the older guys, more than anybody. You know, as a rookie, you know, you can say, oh, I got your whole career, but man, these guys have told me, like, it's rare to get here, and so it's hard. It's not easy. So, man, it's more for those guys, and you know, I feel for those guys, man, more than anything. So.
Last one. Where you got hurt, what was the design of it? Were you going deep to IU and then also?
Yeah.
And did you see Reddick coming until, because you didn't see him until it was too late?
Yeah, no, it was play action pass. I was literally ripping it to BA. He was coming open and thought it was going to be a big play. And then, yeah, he just came from my blind side at the time, so on my right side, and, you know, the ball came out. So.
All right, thanks, guys. Nick's right here.
It is, but it's something that, I mean, this is the best group I've been around, and when stuff like that happens and it's pretty much out of your control, it doesn't make it any easier by any means, but you kind of just are proud that we fought.
Kittle mentioned that this team has a lot of talent, that it'd be back in future years. Is that almost even being discussed in there, or just understood what's possible still?
Yeah, it's hard to discuss that. A couple guys did, but the thing about the NFL is you never have the same group. You might have the key guys But it's just sad, you know, and when you go through all this and this exact group doesn't get another day together. So that's what makes it hurt.
Do you think this might have been your best roster that you've been in this team?
Oh, yeah.
What happened on the punt where it looked like the gunner ran into you? What's up your ankle? How much was the ankle a factor?
That was kind of a sign of a rough day when you get hurt on the sideline. I got a cleat an inch or two into my leg, so that hurt. I was fighting through, though. I don't think it affected me too much. You're going through a lot at this time of the year, so you just have to keep on going.
Did that blindside you? How did it all happen? They come flying?
It was a punt, and I was ready to run out because I don't think there was a return. And T. Moore had the guy, he was driving him out of bounds, and I'm kind of starting to move towards the field, and I see him coming towards me, and then he just whips him around, and a cleat into my leg. So it was rough.
When you hear Brock talk about how he's so sad for the older guys in the locker room, how much more respect do you have for him?
I mean, I've always had a ton of respect for him. I kind of feel him after the Super Bowl. I felt the same way against about Staley and a lot of guys on the O-line who were that you kind of have an idea that they're not going to get another shot at it. And I feel the same way about the older guys here, Trent, and guys that have just done everything right and should get rewarded for it, but it's a really tough league.
What's the buzz like when Josh is in there? I mean, even though he hadn't played a long, here's a guy I'm sure you have a lot of respect for, given how long he's been in the league. And you guys, it was still a close game at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I had confidence in him to make the right reads and all that stuff. I think we were still pretty confident as a team. We were confident as a defense at the time. And, I mean, the guy hasn't played in probably multiple years, especially in the NFC Championship against one of the best pass rushes in the league. So it was tough. We had confidence, though.
All right, that's it. We got Fred coming to you guys.
Fred, kind of a broad question, but how do you put this in perspective? What happened here today?
Man, I mean, we lost. It's crazy, you know, when you win for so long, you forget how losing feels, right? And today, you know, a lot of things didn't go our way. We self-inflicted wounds on defense all the way through. However you want to, you know, draw it up or talk about it. It just wasn't our day.
Rob was up here talking about how, while it was frustrating for him, he's even more sad for the older guys in the locker room that he didn't have that yet to go from the game. What can you say about what he's like?
He ain't got nothing to be sad about. You know, he's the reason we even got to this game. When Jimmy went down against the Dolphins, like, we didn't know what our season was going to be, you know. He came in and did a heck of a job. He's the reason we're here right now. And like I said, unfortunate what happened, you know, him getting hurt and Josh getting hurt. We just couldn't do enough to find a way to win.
How is it to swallow? It feels like your opportunity, you didn't even get a real opportunity because of those quarterbacks.
Yeah, it sucks. You know, no matter what was happening throughout the game, we held strong. We had complete confidence that we could win the game however we needed to, you know, regardless of what everybody else probably was watching. You know, obviously we didn't have our best chance when, you know, stuff like that had happened, but, you know, it is what it is.
With everything you guys have thought through the season and all the injuries that you have dealt with, what were your emotions like in the locker room?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, it was tough. You know, guys are obviously emotional. You know, I've been here before where you lose in the biggest moment, and it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. You know, you want to talk about how we'll be back next year and all those things, but you know, I think more than anything, just guys kind of reflecting and being with one another today in there. Just you you know, every team is different every year, so you got to enjoy this group while we have it.
But how do you think you will remember this group, particularly the defense moving forward when you look back on it?
Yeah, man. I mean, we finished as the best, you know, the top defense in the league. Unfortunately, we couldn't do enough today to give our team a chance to win. So it sucks, but you know, this was a special group.
Fred, does this one feel any different?
Does this game feel any different from past? Yeah, most definitely. You know, and, but a loss is a loss. They all sting. You know, they all sting bad. But you know, you look at it and you learn from it, and you be better from it.
What do you think it takes to get over them, to get through the difference?
I'm not sure. You know, I gotta take a look. You know, it's hard to remember exactly how the flow of the game went, but you know, you see how critical things that might have happened. But you know, we'll take a look at it. We'll be better from it, learn from it.
Fred, I don't know if you think about something like this after a game. Real change that was D'Amico last game here. Did you take a moment, say anything, or will you at some point?
Yeah, no. You know, I hadn't thought about it up to this point because obviously you think you're gonna win it all, but you know, seeing him was emotional. It was the first time it kind of you know hit me right that this was the last one with him, and we came in this thing together. I owe everything to him. He's the reason I'm the player I am today. He's fully deserving to go on and be a head coach. So, no, yeah, it hit hard today for sure.
Fred, this is last one. A novel thing, all teams think they're going to win, but Kyle indicated there was just a great degree of confidence in this team that you were going to come here and win this game. What gave you, I mean, was it the matchups you had with the Eagles? Did you just like the way this game set up?
I mean, you always have confidence you're going to win. I think this was a really special group. Not to say that the teams that we've been a part of, that I've been a part of, have not been special before. It was a special group. It wasn't even about the matchups. It was about us. We had full confidence in what we were going to do, you know, and things just didn't happen to go our way.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.